In the world of AI that we are now, your organization and many organizations around the world are deploying AI models in lots of different technologies. And that's great. We want to take advantage of AI as best as we can. The challenge is that once we've been through an AI workflow and an AI model has been deployed, how do we make that readily available, particularly in the inclusion within data products? We hear a lot about data products making data available to AI, which is great. We do that a lot in Latttice today to make sure data is AI ready. But how do we actually use models that have been built to enrich data products themselves? So that's what we're going to look at today. We've got a new capability that we just released in the last 3 months, which allows you to do this regardless of where your models are being deployed. So what I'm going to do first, I'll just head across to what we call data sources, which you'll have seen many times before in other demos, where we connect or register elements within Latttice for the creation of data products. So commonly, we're looking at structured data of some sort or unstructured data. Again, you'll have seen this many times, or you'll have seen where we're connecting metadata repositories, where your data governance or master data management capability is being held. So you may be using catalogs, you may be using broader data governance capabilities, whatever they are, you're used to those being connected. But now, when you're using Latttice, you will see a new area known as AI models. So as I mentioned, your organization will be deploying AI models into lots of different technologies, not necessarily one. So you might be in Google Vertex, then you might be having open source models from Hugging Face. Maybe you're deploying models in Databricks. Whatever that looks like, that variation is going to be there for long periods of time as different models are used for different purposes. So again, once you've been through an AI workflow and an AI model has been deployed, it's very simple. You just choose whichever one of these that you need, configure that just like any other data source. Latttice will go ahead and interact with that model, understand all the metadata that is available, and ingest that accordingly. Again, no limit to how many models you want to use or where that technology sits. So then once you've got that and you've got that available, and again, we've got pretty much most of the common ones available now. Even if you've got maybe some cases we've got customers where you've got sort of an API layer in front of that model, or you may have some sort of machine learning models that are being deployed via an API, then you've got API access as well to those models. So awesome flexibility to what you need to do. So how do I use those? So great, I'll have registered a model. If I go back to data sources, you'll see here in the models that are available, I've got a customer churn model that's been deployed. That's the one that I'm going to use for the demo today. We'll focus on customer churn, which is a pretty common use case for AI. And it sits here as a data source, like any other data source within Latttice. So let's head back to the pinboard where we create data products. And we'll create one from end to end, including that AI model. So again, follow the same processes as standard. Choose create structured data product, give it a name. Let's give it a name. And then I'm going to ask a very simple, broad question deliberately. I just want to create a data product that is for Latttice, from Latttice Solutions data source, and it's just focused on customer churn. So I'm deliberately not giving it any other information, or our AI agent any other information other than that. So what we then do is we press generate, let the AI agent go off to do its work, and if there is a model available that's been registered around customer churn, it will present that as an option to be included within the data product, let alone the standard structured data in which we would normally have included. So here is an exact example of that. So where we've got a suggested AI model that has been returned, it's the customer churn model. And what I can tell from that is I can see there are a number of input fields and a number of output fields for that model. So I can see the input, there's a number of inputs coming in. I don't have to do anything with that, it's information only. And it shows the output fields that are available. They're the fields that I'm interested in. So what does the model provide back to me that I can include in my data product? And if I look at those, there are quite a number. So I'm not really interested in a lot of these. Other use cases might be, several data scientists in their organization and others may be interested in these, particularly around model coefficients, but I'm not. I'm just interested in essentially churn probability. That's the data product that I'm building to support my campaign analysis. So I choose that field. And then what I'm going to do is there's a number of things in here actually that I don't want, which is quite interesting. And again, this is because I asked a very broad question just around churn. There is a number of other elements available within the source that talk to customer churn. I actually just want this customer churn AI model source for this demo. I don't want anything to do around retail. So we're quickly just going to adjust that. So I literally just turn those off. Super simple. And then we'll move on and say, right, I want it. So that one element I've got available, I do want everything within this element, but I actually don't want the churn probability that's coming through because that is going to be provided by the AI model that's going to be included in the data product. So we move on to construct the data product itself. So again, same process as before. Lattice is now determining who I am, what I can have access to, and all of those rules that are available, and applying that to the model as well, not just to the structured data that we're accessing. So if there is an AI model being included in the data product, you'll now see there is a new tab that appears. So everything else in Lattice remains the same that you've used before. But if you move into AI Models tab, you will see the model that I have selected to be included. What Lattice will do straight away is it will look at those input fields. These are important. So what information are we going to provide to the model so it can perform its analysis and return the output that we require? Now I selected a whole bunch of information. So what Lattice needs to do is determine, well, what is the correct information for each of these elements? And you can change those. It makes a suggestion. The AI agent will do some probability analysis on what would be the correct selection, and you can change those. And you can see the probability across those ones that are available. And again, you can choose the right one that may suit the input. And I can see the output as well that's coming back. So that's great. So that's all I have to do regarding the model itself. In fact, I didn't have to do anything. Lattice did all the work. And then if I head across to preview data and I run that, this will run real time against your data source. As you know, Lattice is a metadata view or metadata layer into your sources of data. It's not storing any data. It's going to run it in real time, and it's going to interact in real time with that AI model to give you a result. So you can see here that an AI model has been applied. It gives you the name of the model, which we knew from before. If I move across towards the end, I can see churn probability now coming through from the AI model itself. And it's just color-coded accordingly, so you can understand what data is coming from your standard data sources and what data is coming from your model. The real power of this, this is a pretty simple example. I'm using one model within one data product, but there is no limit to how many data models, AI models you could use. So you could bring multiple AI models into one data product to generate different types of analysis or different types of complex returns. So it gets really flexible and extremely powerful in that way. So again, once I've got that, I'm happy with that now. I'm going to move on and finalize the data product. Same as before, I don't have to do anything different other than I know that a model's been applied. Again, I can check to make sure that churn probability score is coming through from the model. And then I can publish that data product accordingly. Simple as that. So you can imagine now any AI product or any AI model that is being deployed in your organization, it is that easy for you now to include that in your data products and then use that with any tool of choice, whether it's your BI tools, whether it's your downstream systems, whether it's Slack, or whether you're using our new service which allows you to email Latttice to get information.